So, good morning. I had a message that's weighing really heavy on me, and it is about forgiveness. And I know a lot of us walk around and we think we have forgiven those who have hurt us, right? And if you're dealing with being held back and you often have like a bitter or jealous or hateful feeling within you, there's something you haven't forgiven. And I know you can sit here and be like, no, I don't hold grudges. A lot of people hold grudges. And the hard part is when you are holding that grudge, you really can't admit to yourself that you're that kind of person. And understandably, we get hurt. And the best thing you can do is forgive that other person. Because just like when Jesus was on the cross and he says, Lord, please, or Father, please forgive them. They know not what they do. It's the same sense here. That there are people that are open to negative forces because they do carry that hate. They do carry that jealousy, that bitterness, that anger, and, oh, why do you get it and I don't? That judgment. So when it comes down to it, that's one thing I've had to learn to forgive. And it even goes as far back as with my parents. I mean, they were my original haters, let's say. And honestly, I don't think us as parents try to be that hater. We strive to make our children better, right? At least that's what they think they're doing. So when it comes down to it, I'm just here to remind you to open up your heart and love and truly forgive. And you don't even have to speak to this person. And just send it out to the ethers. Send it out that I forgive in love and light. I ask for healing for them. And you have to forgive yourself as well. That is the number one rule, is to forgive yourself. Love yourself. Learn from it. Don't hang on to it. Because there's this saying, I don't remember who said it, but holding on to hate is like holding on to a hot coal. The only person it's going to burn is yourself. So instead of walking around holding on to the past, breathe, accept what has happened, and let it go. Because you can't change it. You can't change that person. You can pray for that person. And believe me, there's a lot of people I still pray for that have done me dirty. And in the sense that even the things they've said to tear me down, I had to learn that they were not talking about me. They were projecting themselves onto me. And honestly, when you can understand that most people, when they're tearing you down, they're not talking about you. You're basically a mirror in front of them, and they're talking about themselves. So when you can learn to let it go, and like I said, just pray for them, because they're in a moment in their minds, just stuck in a cycle, going through the past, going through the hurt, going through, oh, you did me wrong, and they can't quite take a step, not into the future, but to be present in the moment, to understand that it is what it is, it happened how it happened. What was I supposed to learn? What was I supposed to learn about myself, the world, the character of others, what people are capable of? There's a lot of lessons we have to learn in this life. It's what we're here for. It's kind of like a school, a school for spirits. And like I said, just you got to learn to let it go. Let it roll right off your back. And once you can learn to release these feelings that will keep you bound and just kind of like Schmeagol, the more you hold on to it, the more it's going to eat you alive and just destroy you as a person. So try to learn to let go. Try to learn to forgive yourself. Try to learn to forgive them. Because in all honesty, they're hating themselves. They're hating their lives. They They don't see the purpose in anything that's going on in their world. And when you can't make sense of your world, it starts to create fear and hostility. And then that leads to battle. That leads to just wars, either internally or externally. You find whatever you can be mad about. It's just like if you're in a toxic relationship, right? You have the one at the top that does the picking. And then it just trickles down in the household to where that one person can ruin everybody's day. And they can do it by affecting how other people are feeling, you know? Like I'm going to use my life as an example. And I know that men are in abusive relationships as well, and they're not always the abusers. I've actually been meeting quite a few of them lately. So my story is just an example. But when my ex used to see my happiness, my light, he would begin to poke at me and kind of create holes in my character. Oh, you're not this happy, you're not this loving, you're not, to where I eventually just kind of like would sink back, and I didn't want to move. I didn't want to be seen. I just wanted him to leave me alone. So when he couldn't get a reaction out of me, he'd go to my son, being the oldest child. My son then became the aggressor to my daughter. And this has greatly destroyed their relationship. And it's been 3 years, almost 3 years, since we've been away from their dad. And to see the growth and the change, when you can take that toxic seed out of the whole scenario, you can start allowing others to heal. So it's the same. Take that toxic seed out of your heart, because all you're doing by hanging on to that hurt, that bitterness, you start creating anxiety, which leads to illnesses, diseases, things within your body, because you're putting something negative in, and you have a spirit and a soul within you that they don't want negativity. They want you to strive and succeed and have the abundance that you deserve. So if you can learn to let go, and I know it's hard, believe me, I thought I had forgiven. I really, truly, I'd said so many times, I forgive you, I forgive you, I forgive you. Even to those that still are harassing me on an energetic level, right? They're still trying to take me down, because if you have a light of any sort in you, you will irritate the crap out of everyone's demons. And their main goal is to shut your light off, because when you have a light, you shine it. And then you're shining it on the wicked around you, the negativity around you, the things that provoke people to slink back and just give up. Don't surrender to the devil. Don't ever let something that is less than the greatness within you control you. And I know it's hard, because a lot of people are stuck in toxic relationships. And I will tell you, you're never stuck. The one thing keeping you there is the fear within yourself. And I know this for a fact, because that's how it was in my life. And honestly, I would have never thought that was the case. I thought I was a warrior. I thought I was strong. I thought I was invincible and nothing could stop me. But when the reality came and push came to shove, it took a lot of courage to load up my babies and my dog and drive out of Mexico, out of drug cartel country, is where the last destination was with their dad. And I would have never have been able to do it. And I remember driving, no map, no cell phone, no money, just the drive that I will never take them back to this situation again. And I was on a mountainside, and over there are no railings. It's like you see the drop off, and I had a lot of anxiety at this time. But I just kept telling my son, give me gum, and opening the window and letting the air come. And it was the strangest thing when I almost gave up and like, I can't do this. I don't know if I can get us there. And I'm not saying this out loud. This is a battle going on in my mind. So as this was going on, all of a sudden, there were clouds everywhere. I could no longer see off the cliff. I could no longer see the other side of the mountain. I was in this pathway. No cars were coming any longer. And I was guided down this path blindly, only seeing the path. And I remember feeling that hug, that love around me, and going, we're going to make it. We're going to make it. We're definitely going to make it. And we made it. And on that day, I will tell you, the divine, all my guardian angels, my whole light squad, they were with me. They were leading the way, and they were helping me to keep the courage to step out of a situation, to be able to find that love again. And even after all of that, I had already forgiven him. This is how I felt. But honestly, when you can still go through the pain and the hurt and not say I hate you, not wish ill upon them, but you keep thinking about it, you haven't let go of the hurt. And now, these days, all I can do is pray for him, because I know that there were demons within him that he was afraid to fight. And I tried for the longest time to put true love, authentic love, into that person, thinking this is what he needs, never realizing I was irritating the fire out of his demons. And that made him want to box and battle. So understand, when you can let go of that which has hurt you and you can forgive yourself, you can take yourself out of a position to where you're feeling stuck, or like nothing's ever going to work out, nothing's ever going to change, you're having financial struggles, you're just being held back in life, right? You just give up and work a menial job doing useless tasks that help you get by. So instead of living in an unfulfilling life, you can open up your creativity. You can find your self-worth. You can be a light for the rest of the world to see. Because honestly, when we all stand in our power and we all shine our lights, we're untouchable. There's no demon, there's no narcissist, there's no toxicity that can come and drag you back down. You have to willingly open the door for the devil. When you can close that door and say, we're done here, shoo shoo, go somewhere else, you are winning. You are learning. You are leveling up. The more you level up, the more you get away from those types of lessons that are meant to teach you your strength, that are meant to guide you on your path. You can start to, like I said, level up. There's always going to be a new lesson. But lessons are essentially blessings. Because the more you learn, you don't do it for the blessing. But you will have to understand that the reward always comes if you're willing to put forth the effort to do the work. You just can't go around and, oh, I'm this and I'm that. Because what matters about who you are is what you're doing when nobody else is looking, right? That's character. And our character, we can put on a mask. We can portray ourselves to be who we are not. It's easy. You just watch other people and you mimic them. That is actually one of the biggest known traits for a narcissist, is that they can watch love stories and make you feel like they love you. They can watch war stories and tell you they're the greatest war hero. They can just watch true, authentic emotions and mimic these, but they can never feel the true emotion. So you have basically an empty vessel that's just open for whatever wants to come. whatever they're willing to bring into their lives so that they can fool the world. But that's the greatest trick of the devil, is convincing the world that he doesn't exist. So how would that happen? Shape-shifting, mockery, just being what you're not. So all I can say to everyone is start to take off the mask. Look at your heart. Stop trying to tell the world you're something you're not, and start to show the world what you truly are. And if any of these messages make anybody say, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, understand you're being triggered. There's something within you that you need to look at. There is a darkness inside of you that ego speaks to you and tells you to excuse your behavior. I know, I was there. I wrote a breakup letter to my ego. I don't need you. You lead me astray. You make false promises to me. You help me to have sleepless nights. You help me to keep myself stuck. You help me to sabotage myself. I don't need that. And I had to let it go. I had to realize I was in competition with no one other than myself. That I needed to be better than who I was yesterday, not better than people I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and spend my life trying to compete with a world that is basically insane, competing with one another for a crooked crown. There's nothing in this material world that is worth giving up your soul for. If you see gifts in other people and you want that, you're willing to do whatever to snatch that, go get help. Instead, work within yourself to find what it is you're capable of, what it is you're good at, what it is you're meant to share with the world. Because we all live different lives. We're different entities. Understandably, we're still connected as a whole. We still have the ability to affect one another. But don't be so blind to yourself that you carry that seed of hate in your heart. So my challenge for everybody right now is to go take a good hard look in the mirror and search your heart. See what it is you're hanging on to. See what it is that you need to release yourself from the bondage that you can put yourself in just by not letting go of the past, just by wanting what others have. We were given many warnings, right? There's 10 at least. No telling what else has been extracted from the text of the Bible that is meant to be instructions. I used to come up with acronyms all the time, and the way I looked at the Bible was basic instructions before life ends. And it's so simple that it seems like it's coded, but in reality, if you go look with, let's say, a childlike mind, you're going to start understanding the simple factors that it tries to present to your world. Don't kill anyone else. Don't covet your neighbor or their spouse. Don't overdo and be gluttonous in life. I won't sit here and turn this into a Sunday school lesson. Most of us have heard these rules. So instead of hiding behind a certain way of being that the world accepts, start standing out. Apply these to your life in such a way that it will actually help you to heal, grow, and then come out and glow. Because there's something great within you. You have to dig out all of the hurt, forgive it, let it go, to let yourself finally come out and shine. Because you are a diamond. If you're feeling pressure, understand that you're being prepared for the chance to shine and become a great leader. To help others see that within themselves so that they can forgive themselves. They can forgive the world around them, because we need forgiveness. We need love. We need healing in this life. We've had enough war, poverty, competition. So like I said, my challenge is for you to look yourself in the mirror and be honest with yourself. So have a great day and talk to you later. Peace, love, and light. Bye.